it's also 50 yards?
Yeah. Ready?
Out of the dozens of wrecks that we had located during our 8 weeks of searching, we held out this target as being the most promising. It was the right length, and it gave out almost exactly the right magnetic reading for what we had calculated for Bonhomme Richard. And unlike many of the targets that we did dive and investigate that appeared as nothing more than small mounds on the seabed, this target had real three-dimensional structure. So we expected to find wooden components, solid sections of remaining hull with connecting decks, and hopefully gun ports. And the sections that did remain, at a glance, looked like heavy wooden ribs and frames. But on closer inspection, what we had thought from the side scan image to be Bonhomme Richard's cannons, laying this way and that, were, in reality, heavy structural metal components. You're left to wonder, should we have even taken the time to stop and dive on this site? And the answer is yes. While you can't stop and dive on everything you find, you absolutely have to dive on the sites that are promising. Which brings us back to the realization that we had very early on in this expedition. The only way that you're going to know what the Bonhomme Richard looks like today is to find her wreck.
All right there, mate? Yeah.
Once we got on the surface, Warren and I discussed in detail with Clive the appearance of the structure and the makeup of the wreck that we had just dove on.
I don't know, it's just a case I'd like to clean out the grid before,
Sure.
This would be the last, hope.
Yeah, I totally understand. I wish there could be a difference in that down line. Yeah, well, especially with that curve. Not hitting the tide just right didn't help.
This has been the most intense search ever conducted by Clive Cussler and the Sea Hunters. A 24-hour-a-day, 2-month marathon aboard the Ocean Dancer. I've come to know how much the Bonhomme Richard means to Clive, and I've seen how much of himself he's put into the search for trying to find her. I know in his mind she's probably one of the most important ships in American history. And now I'm convinced that he, along with Numa, and hopefully the Sea Hunters, will continue to come back year after year after year if we have to until she's found. After all, this ship, along with her captain, had an effect on world history.